What's up, people? This is Franchise Play. We got, as you can see on the screen, as you probably saw on the thumbnail, we got the first screenshot for WWE 2K15. Yes, it is. Hey, whoa, hey, I didn't think haven't already seen NBA 2K15 and, 2K14, I should say, and MLB The Show, and, games, really nice looking games, Infamous, Second Son. I didn't think I was going to be like, wow, really, when I saw WWE 2K15. I knew it was going to look good, right? Because I knew they were doing the same facial scanning and all that they did for NBA. But even with those expectations, I'm still looking at this picture of John Cena and Randy Orton's left arm, and I'm still like, wow. So obviously, we don't know what the gameplay is going to be like. Yeah, we don't know about that stuff. But, man, hey, you're lying if you say that doesn't make you go, wow. You lying. You just flat out lying. It looks awesome. But obviously, there's just one part of the puzzle. We got to hope the other things fall in line properly. We didn't learn anything about gameplay, but what we did learn from IGN, because they're pretty much going to get the first information about almost everything WWE 2K15. I'll try to see if I can pull some stuff out. I should have mentioned this earlier. I will actually be in Los Angeles again for SummerSlam this year. I'll be there for the roster reveal and the panels. So we should get an opportunity to do some interviews or whatever with some WWE talent, and I'm not even sure exactly if everything is going to go on there, but yeah, we're gonna get some, it's gonna be some cool stuff. We did learn about the Hulkamania edition, which includes a lot of different stuff. You get the two different versions of Hulk Hogan. You get two different versions of Sting, who is of course the major prepaid incentive this time. Obviously, you get the game. You get this kind of weird looking little figure of Hulk Hogan here up in the upper right corner, or second from the right. You get a piece of the mat from when Hulk Hogan appeared on Monday Night Raw. So there's a few things here you can see there that what you get. So I've never been like a big collector's edition guy, because usually when I scan through everything that they have, is not anything that I feel like I really have to have. So it is what it is. But going back to the modes that we learned about the story mode, and we learned about, you better believe it, my career mode has officially been announced as something that's going to be in WWE 2K15. It seemed like only right that had to happen. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what is actually being called the story mode. It's called 2K Showcase. And according to IGN, it's going to be broken up into 2 episodes, with each one focusing in tightly on an epic rivalry from the WWE's past. So they're saying, think of them as mini documentaries of sort. So we don't know which episodes we're going to get. Is it going to be The Rock versus Austin, Undertaker versus Kane, or something like that? Now, the reason why I think this is a good idea, I think, and some people might look and be like, well, WWE history is so vast. How are you only gonna have, 1 or 2 rivalries? Well, I think it's cool, because if you're only doing 1 or 2 rivalries, you can really get in depth about this particular rivalry and making sure that everything is included in this thing, so to really immerse the person in the history of this little program that was happening between these 2 wrestlers, or these 2 factions, or whatever. So I think that's a good idea, because it should make the quality of the recreation of the rivalries just that much better. Now, it lays the groundwork for the series to introduce more rivalries in future versions, or get this, maybe even more rivalries from downloadable content, because that right there to me would represent compelling enough content for me to consider buying the 2K pass or whatever, or getting downloadable content. If you're gonna get like maybe 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 new mini documentaries that release after the game comes out via DLC, if the first 2 rivalries that are included in 2K Showcase are good enough to make people, and the experience is cool enough to make people want more, having those come up right behind would be really pretty cool. So say we start off with The Rock versus Austin and Undertaker versus Kane. We start off with that, but then from there we go to the Austin, Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon and the Big Show, or the different rivalries like that, and we just keep it going that way. That would be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty awesome. So it's going to be interesting to find out how that whole thing works. Is it going to be very much like the 30 years of WrestleMania, where the whole thing is kind of tasked based within the matches themselves, which I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was decent. So we'll find out. Moving on though to the my career, which is something that, the moment that 2K acquired the WWE license, almost everybody started thinking about my career with WWE games. It just makes sense. To a certain degree, it actually makes makes more sense with WWE games than it makes with any other, because everything is so storyline based and that sort of thing. So they basically have said that you'll be able to take your created wrestler through what they call a discrete career mode. Now, this mode has been lifted from NBA 2K15 and adapted to the WWE environment. So we see here also within the article that it will not be available on 360 or PlayStation 3. So only PS4 and only Xbox One users will actually be able to have the My Career mode. Now, if that's not a huge push to make, if you got a WWE fan that's sitting there and saying, hey, there's nothing that has compelled me to buy a PS4 yet or Xbox One, this might be the thing, depending on how good the My Career looks. But according to IGN, you have all types of actual real voices that will be used, not like some of those really muted cutscenes that were in NBA 2K14, which I have the feeling that's going to be leaving in NBA 2K14 as well. I'll talk about that in a future update, maybe a little bit later this week or early part of next week, kind of what I see coming with NBA 2K. There's actually going to be an update on that game tonight, so maybe they'll beat me to it. But I think we're going to be looking at something like this with more real voices from both WWE and NBA games as far as under 2K. So they say over 50 days worth of motion capture sessions went in at the 2K facility. The WWE superstars spent hours getting their signature moves digitally recreated. So that's pretty cool. One of the biggest problems I felt with all of the WWE games leading up to this point was the commentary. It's always been bad. It's terrible, right? Well, according to IGN, over 4 times as many lines were recorded this time around. And I read somewhere else that both Jerry and Michael Cole were actually in studio together recording that commentary. So that's a big deal, because that's the difference between it sounding like just a bunch of random lines and 2 guys who are actually having a conversation together, which of course always makes the commentary so much better. So I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. I'll get a chance, obviously, to play the game during the SummerSlam weekend. So I'll be responding and kind of reaching out to the community as much as possible via Twitter, as well as throwing up a couple YouTube videos when I can. So I want to urge you guys, you see at the top of the screen now, at the bottom, I'm putting in, for you guys to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and that sort of thing. I tweet constantly, if you want to find out about the new video that dropped, and You know, maybe you don't check your email. If you're a subscriber, you don't check your email. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll always know when that video is dropped. You'll also be able to know about a few plans, as well as you'll be able to know when I write a new article for Bleacher Report, which that's also at the top there. And then, of course, please don't forget to subscribe and like to this video for more information like this and just sports video game goodness. Y'all know I bring it every corner of the sports video game globe. Until the next time, until the next update, to the next video, subscribe, follow, and God bless.